Welcome everybody to Three Beards of Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host Shane. Next to me is Brian Haran, and underneath Brian Haran is Adrian.
Yeah.
Three beards, and all three are here today. Let's go.
Exactly. I'm shocked.
Somebody had to do that last week.
I'm shocked. Any other updates?
Yeah, any updates yet?
Yeah. Any updates?
No, yeah. Oh my gosh, no. My computer tries updating again. I'm just gonna suck it.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
I mean, that might not solve my problems. That actually might cause more issues.
Probably.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't.
So
Can't be outside with this stuff.
Brian, I don't know if you were able to catch last week's episode, but we did something a little different last week with me and Adrian on here, and I think we should probably try it again at some point. I would probably say by the first half hour of the show, we'll try it out as we're talking and everything. So whoever likes, shares the video, comments, or likes any of our social media page, we'll bring them on for a couple minutes and shoot the shit with them, basically.
I'm just saying there's comments already. SWO and order 66 rocks. So I'm just saying, like, that guy David knows what he's talking about. So
who said that? Who said that? Hold
David.
on.
David
said that.
Put your reading glasses on, Adrian. Come on.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm old.
I know. Flip it up. It's upside down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I knew something looked like shit. Go ahead.
If anyone watching goes on our new platform we are on Spotify. And
yes,
sir. That'll be greatly appreciated. We are on Spotify. We have, let's see here, I can pull it up. I think we have about 4 episodes.
4 episodes on Spotify. I feel accomplished.
3, 4. We have 4 episodes on the on Spotify right now.
I feel accomplished. I think I'm gonna mic drop out of here. Thank y'all.
A lot of good stuff. We talk about, like, October. This is the time of September is what kicks off for a lot of heavy shows going into indie season and stuff like that too. So we had a huge show. Man, Jason Holt, you asked me how I feel after going through that table. It hurts like hell, man. Hurts like hell. I'm gonna have to call my chiropractor. So, like, we had a hell of a show just this past Saturday for Doc Williams. A lot of good stuff coming up too.
Definitely a good couple shows coming up. Actually, the same day, and I believe 2 weeks. I think it is. PCWA in Schuylkill Haven, PA, where Rob Noxious takes on Gene Snitsky.
It's not his fault. It's really not.
I keep telling people that. They don't believe me, so I don't know what else.
Front row is already sold out of this show. If you guys need tickets, hit one of us up, or Rob Noxious, or PCWA, and get your tickets. That'll be a good show. And next up on my list, I don't know if Brian's going to be there, but this show actually got moved from the 21st to the 28th, which is PPC. What? And if you guys missed this past weekend show at PCW, I will be taking on Aaron Truth.
Right.
Truth. Yep. You got that. You got a lot of good shows in that too. SWO's got their big 300 show on the 21st as well. 300? 300th show. That's a lot of shows.
Holy hell! I don't know if I've taken 300 poops in my lifetime. That is an accomplishment.
We'll go back to this comment real quick, and it's funny because he's the first person that said about Spotify in the comments, because the first episode I did upload, and it was probably by accident. But yes, Spotify, and probably more to come. Maybe. I think it's I'm gonna try to do the iHeartRadio thingy.
Right.
Some other platforms to get us out there. But as of right now, Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. What else am I missing?
We broadcasting live over Baghdad. So if anybody is, because we are the bomb. I don't know if anybody else knows that. We had sponsorship with Toyota because they making cars in Japan, and we was trying to get on with them. So I don't know if that.
You gotta stop day drinking before we get on.
Yeah, who is it daytime still? Oh,
yeah. You need some windows in there.
I'm not allowed out the basement.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Probably for good reasons. No, a lot of good stuff. I know there's only like when you said about changes and stuff like that too. I know that Seven Mountains Wrestling right now got postponed the show on the 14th. Yep. So I look forward to seeing an update on that for when the show's gonna be rescheduled for as well. So yeah,
it's definitely some shows coming up. Definitely don't want to miss these great indie shows that are getting ready to happen. Especially coming up here in the next 2 weeks. I guess that the next 2 weeks you got to kind of figure out if you want to what show to go to. I mean, there's 2 shows on the same day, so
right.
And it's not to go to a show; it's which show you gonna go to.
Yeah. Exactly, because you're going to a show. Let's be clear. You're going to a show. Who do you want to see though? That's the thing. It's all about who you want to see.
Definitely.
I mean, you want to see somebody get their skin tone chopped off? You know who to go watch.
Don't book him against Mr. Big.
Yeah, you want to see somebody get hit with an axe handle? You know who to watch. But if they're at the same show, you know where you should go. So I'm just,
if you want to see someone retire from a taser, you know where to go.
Exactly. You stay at home and then you watch TV because you don't go nowhere. Because you don't go nobody. Nobody wants to see that. That's a hate crime. I don't care what nobody says. That's a hate crime. That's classified as a hate crime. So my attorneys told me not to talk about it.
Hey, it's all good. We'll talk about it anyways.
That's hard.
Oh man, somebody said let's do a combination of all the above. That's a hell of a show.
That's a hell of a match.
There's a lot going on in that. I'm gonna powder out the entire match.
Oh no,
already called it.
Because you're gonna be the first one tased, and then he's gonna be the second one, and then I'm gonna tase myself, and then the match is over. So
I was gonna say I would be the one to tase myself by accident because I'd hold it backwards, and Shane would help me out.
Oh, he'd help you again. He'd make sure. He would definitely make sure that it was done correctly. Oh, you didn't do it right. Get him to show you.
I just sit in the corner eating crab ragoon and watch you guys.
No, the hell you will. I'm the big toes getting tased. I'm gonna take your boot off, but I'm tasing you in the big toe. That's what's gonna happen.
Listen, man. When speaking about getting tased and thrown around and beat up and that too, can I tell you, Rob Knox just put me through hell on Saturday.
I tried to tell you.
The man threw me down a hill towards a baseball diamond. I thought he was going to pile drive me on the pitcher's mound. Luckily, that didn't happen. But
thank God.
Yeah, didn't fare well for me. All of a sudden he knows how to use Jedi stuff, and all of a sudden he is using a lightsaber. Cool.
He did what?
Lightsaber. Didn't know Rob Noxious was a good old Jedi master. So
the Force was with him, and then he forced your ass to the table.
Oh, it was with me too through my forehead, and yeah. That's true. It would be a hell of a show. A hell of a show.
Yeah. Holy! So you got hit with a lightsaber. You got thrown down a hill. There were comments made because you missed last week because he was on. He basically said that he was going to call him daddy, and
I will say though, as my daughter sat there and was scolding him the whole time when he was beating the hell out of me, she was like, "No." Rob didn't listen. Rob just kept beating me in the face.
Right. Did she put him in timeout afterwards? Did she? Tell him
she should have actually. She should have sat him down. So. Nope. But
well, on the other hand, my match where I took on Sam Thompson.
Right.
Valerie just kept getting involved. I wanted to chop her, but I can't.
Should have chopped her. Just chopped her down.
Like a 1950 TV show.
I did win the match, and then Aaron Truth attacked me afterwards.
Oh man! What? Okay, so what is the beef with you and Aaron Truth? Why would he attack you just out the blue like that?
Because he's Chinese.
Yeah, probably.
As my former stablemate, I don't understand I don't get it.
Got chip on his shoulder. He hates everybody, man. Hates everybody. Don't matter what fed you're at and everything too. He hates everybody.
Sometimes people can't accept the truth. I mean, that's his motto. So
maybe on the 28th I'll have to slap him and bring back Slider.
Oh Lord,
Slider, man, he's gonna hit him that hard. He's gonna hit him that hard, and not even bringing back like Slider for like a costume contest. Like slap him back to Slider days. Got you.
Oh, so the gear gonna change and everything. You gonna slap the gear onto him?
Oh, yeah, because Brian got his ass whooped, and like I guess he's booked like the next show is the party animal. So
It could be. That could be.
Oh Lord,
Diesel might need a night off, and party animal might. I don't know.
Might make a return, or might see party animal.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh sweet Jesus. Oh sweet Jesus.
But I mean, it was a great show on Saturday, though. It was a great show in honoring Doc Williams. All the people in attendance appreciated all the proceeds for the tickets went towards Doctors Without Borders. It was a great show. It was a great thing to be a part of. It's nice when we get a chance to do those shows to give back to a great cause, give back to a great person. So anybody who missed out on that night and everything too. Hell of a lot of excitement and everything too. A lot of stuff leading up to, leading into Black Friday and Red Saturday and that too, which are those are CCW and Valor's. That's their WrestleManias.
Exactly.
It's crazy to see. A lot of things are unfolding during that show that's going to really lead towards some big things for those shows. So
this was
I forgot
about Streamer Guy.
That was the moment of the night.
Girlfriend.
Wait, what?
Streamer Guy he left his mama at home. He left his grandmama at home. And he brought his girlfriend and introduced his girlfriend to the wrestling world. What a brave soul. What a brave soul.
Oh, she probably saw him in a different light. She was like, oh, you crazy.
I think I saw her getting on a bus, getting home.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because a lot of people aren't ready for this. They're not ready for the wrestling life. We get everybody get a little crazy now and then.
A little crazy. A lot of crazy.
And remember the morning or I guess the afternoon of Black Friday, we will be having a podcast that day at the venue.
Yep.
Yeah.
So who knows who will pop in?
Who knows?
We'll be sitting there doing it. Who knows what will be going through, and we'll go through and be sitting at our table. We might get multiple interviews with people. We might go through.
You might see some old faces, best with some new faces. You never know what's going to happen on Black Friday.
That's true. Very true.
It's going to be crazy.
That'd be a hell of an episode. So,
but we'll be there,
and it will be on Spotify for everyone to like.
Exactly.
So I wanted to bring up so we were watching matches and stuff like that too, and we were going through and looking at stuff. So I was actually able to this show. I was able to sit back and kind of watch a lot of the matches unfolding and how they were going and how they were, how the endings were, how the beginnings were, and stuff like that too. And what are some advice you guys have for people as they're going through and they're, fans pay to not see the same finish. They pay to see not the same thing match after match after match. What's your guys' major things that you would do, just prepping for a match and that too? Say it's a super card and there's 16 matches on, there's 8 matches on the card and everything too. And there's 8 matches on the card. You're match number 6. What do you do with those first 5 matches and that too that are before you? How do you prep for that?
So I guess I'll go first, but before I answer that question, the only reason Brian brought this up is because this is the first time Brian has ever main evented.
Main event? Yeah, I did sound too. I did do sound as well, and I did mess that up.
Oh, yeah.
I did good.
I mean, what I always do, if I'm not the first match, let's say if I'm even the second match, I will still watch that match before me. If I'm the second match, I'll watch that match before me and make sure we don't have the same finish. Or if I'm match 6, like you said, I'm out there watching the whole entire show until my match.
Exactly.
Or if, let's say somebody, I don't know,
does a super kick.
If somebody hits a super kick, and let's say if I had a super kick called in my match, that would not be happening after because it already has happened, and everyone does super kicks. And to throw out there, I don't know if you guys know this, but today is Eddie Guerrero's birthday. So
yes, it is.
Viva La Raza.
Sorry, exactly. Live
but yes, definitely. You know, I mean, I feel like a lot of people don't have like the psychology behind putting matches together.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everyone just, hey, let's do this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot, this spot, and let's have no story.
Right.
Or any psychology at all. And that's what happens on the indies nowadays. Everybody has, at least almost every show you go to, somebody does at least the same finish once or twice.
Exactly.
Nobody's like creative or doing their own shit. It's like, I feel like what promotion sorry, I'm not going on and on about this.
That's right.
But I feel like what promotions should do for like their matches is have a little hat, and the promoters come up with the finishes, and whatever finish you pull up out of that hat is your finish.
Right.
There is no same finishes.
They do a lot of good ones that we've been on shows where we've had an agent for the match and everything too, which is nice. When you have that chance to be able to get that, you know, it's helpful because, you know, again, fans don't want to see, oh, well, Mr. Pink's finish is a super kick. Keith's only throwing a super kick, but say Keith throws a super kick and that too, like that's not going to be the finish of my match because that was the finish of yours, and then it's, you know, they're seeing the same thing unfold. So, you know, having an agent for your match is fantastic. You know, I think for me personally, just going through and like, I'll ask like, hey, I'm the 6th match. I ask what the finish is for each match before me because like, I don't want to repeat. I don't want to go through and look at stuff. But a lot of times too, like your point too is, you know, you're telling a story. My story is going to be different than I'm telling than yours, than Adrian's, you know?
Right. See, I've been an agent, you know, and gotten to see that little side of everything. And both you guys are like 100% spot on. Everybody does the same thing. And when you have a good agent, which is super, super important, I think when you're dealing with a lot of guys who aren't as trained or who aren't as talented, I hate to say it, but you need somebody to kind of tone it down. If anything, like, no, you're not going to do that because he's doing that. You're not going to do that because he's doing that. And not every match, especially if you're a heel, you need to hit a finisher. If you're a heel, do something dirty. Like roll up, you know, but every match shouldn't have, oh, he did a schoolboy, I'm gonna do O'Connor, or he, you know, like, no, just you gotta learn how to be unique, and that a lot of that comes with training. Like a lot of people don't have the mindset to be able to pick out and be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this guy. Okay, well they did this, so we gotta scratch that. Well, they did this, we gotta scratch that. These guys, you know, and everybody's all been there. I'm pretty sure we all have when we first started out, where we call a match and we stick straight to it in our head because we don't want to mess up, and this is what we're doing, and I don't want to do anything else because if I ad-lib it, I'm going to screw it up, I'm going to forget it.
You almost mess up more of that too, just because you're overthinking it and everything too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm to the point where like, well, I guess when I like were like just starting out and kind of like, you know, getting down, like, you know, like I would call the whole match, you know, but then I would be pissed if everything didn't go the way, you know, it was said.
Exactly.
So now I'm to the point where like, you know, call the opening and the end, everything in between.
Yeah. And it's so much easier to call a match that way too.
But it also has to make sense. Like, you know, you can't like call this part and this part and then this part just
you have that whole zero to hero
sense to like get from this part to the finish, but and a lot of people do not get that at all.
No.
And the things that kind of bug me is, you know, because I mean we all love sharing our knowledge to people, especially people when they're newer in the business. Is like, you know, people that are just like starting out, or you know, I don't know, 2-3 years in the business, I guess. You know, a lot of people don't like being critiqued at all. No. You run into a lot of that. You run into a lot of people who don't take criticism well. Still to this day, what did I do when I went into the locker room on Saturday? I asked my dad, how was it?
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's it. You gotta ask me. But here's the thing: is that you're gonna ask, and if he's like, "Hey, it looks sloppy as shit," you're gonna be like, "You know what? I agree." You're not gonna be like, "No, it didn't. It was crisp. It was clean." Like, dude, I can show you the video back. Do you really want to watch it?
Yeah.
I did a 450 and landed on my feet.
Yeah,
No?
I mean,
Okay.
like that wasn't a forfeit anyway.
Yeah.
But you have that like same people like Mark. Mark Mest is another good one. Jason Havoc. I know, like when we talk about agenting matches and that too. I know Adrian, you did one for me at a different promotion, and that too. I know I had Jason Havoc as one. A lot of knowledge, a lot of things. But like when you go into a show, I feel like, especially even if you're new to that show, find out what people do. Find out what people's like. I know Mr. Ping's finish is a Swanton bomb. I ain't hitting it. I mean, I shouldn't hit it. But, knowing these things ahead of time, you've got like Delicious does a huge moonsault and everything too. That's his big thing. Like you should know some of these things for some of these guys going in ahead of time as well. If you don't know these things ahead of time, it's going to be a lot harder and everything too. So some of those guys that are very like, nope, I come in, I hit this. I don't care if that's your finish. I don't care if that too. Like, listen, we can meet in the middle. We can compromise. We can figure something out or whatever too.
Yeah.
Adrian's point too, me as a heel and everything too, 99% of the time it's something dirty. It's something, it's not a clean finish. I rarely hit a finisher and stuff like that too, but it again makes more sense. We get back to the psychology. Philly Mike said he's doing a Swanton next time he works with Ping. That's going to be his finish. He said,
I just saw that. We'll come back to that comment. We're gonna go with D first because he says he taught me.
Oh, you almost everything.
It's so funny because he said that because when he first started training, I was probably like 1, 2, maybe. So
D is old as shit.
But I still taught him how to lace up his boots.
Crisscross applesauce works for everybody.
Hell yeah. So we'll go back to this. Hey, I'm down whenever. Like, how about you come on the podcast next week?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Mike.
We
calling you out, Philly
Mike.
Yeah, calling out Philly Mike.
Bring that ass here.
Look, you had to tell him to lace up his boots. He doesn't even know how to do it the right way.
Sometimes.
All right, well, there we go. Right. Philly Mike Swanson next week.
Okay, there we go. We got Philly Mike. Jot it down.
So, going back to D, D's a really good person to learn from. I learned some shit.
Oh my God, yes.
And I also taught him some shit. But it's all that he was probably like one, and it's just not because he's watching, but like he is, by far probably, I would say probably like top 4 people I love fucking working. Because no matter what we're doing, it's fucking stupid.
Oh my!
We're always laughing or fucking with each other in the ring. Like it's fun.
There was a show, and I hope y'all remember this. It was a couple years ago, where it was me and my ex-tag partner, Dorian Black. We were wrestling in the dog pound, and there was this spot, and we had talked it over, and I'm like, there's no way this is going to work, but if it does, I have to bury my head because I'm going to be laughing profusely. Like, I can't keep a straight face and have this happen. So doing the spot, like we get to the spot, Dorian grabs this object, we'll say, for female pleasure, and sticks it on D's head.
Yes.
And it is just a flopping.
Yep.
Look like a big old unicorn.
I cover my head like this because I'm working a spot, like I'm selling, and I'm like in tears. I'm in tears.
That's what I saw in D's gear bag the other night.
Yeah. I mean, somebody, keep mementos.
That makes
but
sense.
It was hilarious. I always love working with him because he says some stuff and he like he has that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those people you don't realize, and people don't look at him as a ring general, but he's a ring general. The guy's smart. He's been around for a very long time. He knows psychology of the business. You know what I mean? So,
you know what is one thing I really love about probably the top thing of all.
He put you over.
He will never get out of Lobo's shadow.
Oh, shots are fired, baby. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Lobo wrestles like the Undertaker. He wrestles once a year, and then you saying that, oh, here we go.
There was a good question in there too. Is that that somebody asked in that too? Jessica asked, "Are there moves that you don't take from other wrestlers?" Absolutely. I think there's moves that even moves in general. There are some moves that I'm like that ain't happening.
You'll never see us doing a Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah, physically. Stone Cold, I heard Rob Noxious prefers. I should have hit him with a Stone Cold Stunner at the show.
You should have.
But it's those are the things too. Is that there are moves that we'll take. There are certain moves that I'll take from Shane that I might not take from the next person just because of how they do it, how they work, and everything too. Does it make sense? You're not going to have guys like Andy Hedder's not picking me up for a big jackknife powerbomb kind of thing. It doesn't make sense kind of thing. But there are moves that for safety reasons. There's moves because they don't make sense. There are some that just don't, that we won't take from each other, and that too, just for multiple reasons. So, but I will say a lot of the guys, if we say like, "Hey, we're going to do this," and it doesn't make sense, or I don't feel comfortable doing it. I've never once had somebody like, "No, we're doing it." Like I have to do it. Like, we figure ways around it and everything too. So, yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So I think I became more of like the wrestler, like, okay, like whatever you want to do, like I'm cool with whatever. But one, it definitely has to make sense, and two, you're not going to be smaller than me lifting me up.
Right.
Now, like Brian, like I'll take anything from Brian. Adrian, I'll take anything from you. Just because, like, I know you guys can fucking one, pick me up, and two, we'll both leave the ring the same way fucking we came.
Hey, and every time I've wrestled anybody
with the concussion
before is that I've walked out the curtain. I'm like, hey, you see that little girl there? You see that family over there? You got to get me home safe to them. I'm gonna get you home safe to whoever you're going home to, and everything too. Is your safety matters the most out of everything. So I've seen dudes take like I'll go back years ago, like good old rising star Rob Lloyd, took an F5 from somebody, stunned himself. It was probably a move he's probably taken 100 times. Just took it weird, and took it from a guy that
that had no business doing it.
It was like I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have thrown it, kind of thing. And stuff like that happens. And
the guy was much smaller than he was, and it was not a move. Again, and it kind of plays into everything that we're talking about. If somebody was there, kind of paying attention to that, they would have kiboshed that immediately. Like, why? How does that make sense? Like, I get it, you're stocky, but you're like 5'5", and this guy's like well over 6 feet. Like, how does that make sense? You doing that? Yeah. And then when if anybody who's watched it or seen a video of it, the guy did the move wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel that guy has to carry that for the rest of his life, for the rest of his career that he did.
And there's a lot of times that referees will come in and like stop something that too. I know Carlucci has done it a lot of times. That too. He's like, whoa, it doesn't look quite safe. Like I want you guys to be good. You can make it look good, but like I want you guys to be good. So you have a lot like that. You have younger referees like Cam. Cam was, asking a lot of questions and stuff like that too. I know he was asking Joey, who he could watch as a referee and stuff like that too. That's somebody who wants to build, somebody who wants to learn and wants to be better, but to be safe for us. When I went through the table and everything too, his first priority, he came over and made sure I was good. And I appreciate that wholeheartedly because, that's his job is he's in there protecting us just as much as we're protecting each other.
Right. When my neck got messed up, I know from what I understand, the ref kept checking on me. He kept like, hey, you good? Hey, you good? You know what I mean? So like, it's good to have it's good to have refs who are very knowledgeable of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, just, refs, valets, anybody in that too needs to, training.
Yes.
Learn to do it. Learn the craft. Own the craft. If you're not invested in it and everything too, what you put at risk is you put safety.
Mm-hmm.
People, if you're unsure about it, you know as well as I know. We all got siblings in that too. You sat there and fought as kids and everything too. I'm gonna do this cool move. They'd wiggle out of it and they would hurt themselves because we know what we're doing. We know how to do it the right way. How did each of you come up with your gimmicks? Well, Rob Noxious told me to bury the party animal gimmick, so that was that.
Yeah.
that was cut, dry, simple. I went back to the drawing board and went, shit. I have.
Yeah.
I will say, so Vicious Van Valley from SWO was like, hey man, I pitched this idea to you. You can tell me if you love it, you hate it, you tell me to shove it up my ass. And I was like, I'll hear you out. I hear you out. And he was talking about it. And that's where, he's like, I've got this idea, however you roll with it. And General Kiesel was born. Oh gosh, it's probably been about 7 years, maybe 8 years now. And at this point, and that too, Kiesel's been rolling. But I will say it was a good come to Jesus meeting.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people, there's some people that have the same gimmick the whole way through. It just works for them. It works, like I was a huge fan when I used to go watch LCW and that too. I like Dexter McPoindexter.
Right.
It worked. It was somebody you could get behind. It was a good face and it was done really well in that too. I mean, his cousin Melvin, I retired Melvin, but that's all right.
Right.
Yeah. I would say that for me, that's how it came about. So.
Right.
I mean, I've said mine a couple times on here. One, Jamal kind of gave me my game. Well, not. I would say kind of gave me my name, I guess.
Yeah. You don't want to be Sunshine?
No, fuck you. But no, long story short, I did this show. It was like my very first show in West Virginia. I wasn't even 18 yet, but in West Virginia, you can wrestle before you're 18. And yeah, they gave me this dude, Chucky Manson, asked me my gimmick name. I didn't have one, and he read my shirt and then called me Sunshine Shane, and that was the end of that.
That was probably a faster gimmick change than like a WWE gimmick change,
Yeah, it was. I was gonna call you Emma, but I don't want you to get fired.
And then for 9 years, 9 years, I've been Ping because right after that show when we were driving home, I'm like, yo, why don't I do this? And then from there on. And I wasn't even in the business a year yet.
Right.
So, yeah, for 9 years, I've been doing this Ping gimmick. I don't know. Maybe there might be a little change up coming. I don't know yet.
You keep saying that. I'm tired of hearing this shit, okay? I'm tired of hearing it.
He's going to be like, it's not going to be Mr. Ping. It's going to be like Sensei Ping or something like that.
He's going to dye his beard gray and shit. Like, no, I'm tired of hearing it.
His wife's watching going, you ain't buying more kick pads. You got enough kick pads and
no. So I think I feel like the time would have to be right for me to do it. I mean, I wanted to do it after the United show in May. I think May, right? It was May.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I wanted to do it right after that show. So my plan kind of was, I was kind of throwing some ideas around, trying to think of like a different logo, like gear and everything. I mean, the gear was like fucking nothing, but
you should go back and paint your face. I'm just saying.
I mean, so I did make a deal with Kayla's grandma that for Black Friday, she's going to come to the show and she loves wrestling.
Wrestling. Armall loves her wrestling.
I I said that I would paint my face if she came to that show. So,
oh my God!
And Bentley will be in his little Mr. Pin's My Daddy shirt. So
okay, that's dope.
Yeah, the gimmick. I feel like I don't have too much more to do with it. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I
get you.
I don't know what direction to kind of go with it. So,
I get
you know, and I think I'm trying to kind of be more myself. Because that's kind of where I am right now with like the whole pin gimmick is like I'm just myself. Like, I feel like it's really not even like a gimmick anymore. Like, it's just me, and this is my gear, basically. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I will have to give a little hint, and maybe it has to do with some jeans. But
yeah, buddy,
with some jeans, and yeah. But shortly, probably. I would probably say maybe by next year.
Okay.
Maybe a new. I mean, I might do the pin gimmick at some other shows, but you know, as of right now, it might be general ping by then.
Listen, it worked out. I showed up at a show. I was booked for it. I didn't have gear. I do fit in Mr. Ping gear. Just saying. I don't make the bikers in the trunks look good as him, but you know. So.
All right, I do not buy gear every month.
It's every other month. I mean,
hey,
so
like, I will say if Frankie's on here saying a lot of stuff in that too about teaming up. He does like kick pads. He said as well. He said something about Route 66. Douche.
Shout out to Frankie Picard. Shout out to Frankie.
Yeah. I like seeing his stuff. His stuff pops up on my TikTok all the time. So it's good seeing guys you share locker rooms with you haven't seen in a long time, and that too. It's nice seeing that and everything too. So you know, it's good. So
I was just talking to Frankie 2 days ago, I think.
Nice.
Have him on the show.
I'm not the booker. Why are you looking at me?
I'm just saying, like, have Frankie come up on the podcast. That's what I'm saying.
Oh well, yeah, on here definitely.
It's the CTE talking because I said the show, and you immediately thought, cowboy.
Who's a cowboy?
Oh, Adrian, you gonna do a cowboy gimmick now?
All right. I was thinking about it, but then my blackness won't allow me to.
I mean, you could tag team with the Ghost Riders, you know.
I realized that I love retirement, so it's kind of we're doing elbows. We're doing low elbows.
Oh man,
hit me up and we'll figure something out because next week we have Mike Swanson.
Really, Mike Swanson.
Yeah, Philly Mike.
Anyways, down to you, Adrian, about your gimmick.
Oh man.
Well, now he's on the cowboy gimmick now. So
he
wrote it down real quick. He's like, actually, I could get me some boots.
I already got the boots. What you talking about?
I get me some chaps.
Yo, no. That's
where you draw the line.
But yeah, no.
All I'm saying is, them Croc cowboy boots are looking mighty good.
I'm sorry. The what?
Bro, Crocs came out with cowboy boots.
I'm done with you. I can't. I'm done with you officially. I am done.
That's part of Shane's new gimmick.
Oh, sweet God. Okay. Let's see. Shangar worked on for a very long time. Till I kind of brought it up. It went through a whole bunch of changes. I know we've talked about it a couple times. It was something that like I was a real big fan of, and kind of like you, I kind of got to the point to where, like in training, we would do all this crazy stuff, and like I could show off a little bit more. And I'm like, why don't I switch gimmicks to where I can do this stuff, and people be like, oh wow, I didn't know you can pull that off. So I started doing that, and it was just, Adrian Starr was born. I was just, me being more myself. But then somebody came to me about something fantastic, and Solomon the Seer was born, and that gimmick was that's gonna be always one of my favorite gimmicks, Solomon the Seer, because it was so easy to kind of hit hot points with people, and I love talking. I love kind of hitting points with folks and being a heel and being like, hey, you can't do anything about it. And it was fun. So yeah.
I don't know how the truth serum walks out of the building without wearing a bulletproof vest. I'm just saying.
Oh, quickly.
I can heal it up, but I mean, y'all, oh man, whew. There's times I'm like, actually, I think they need to get out of here like now. Like
my
now.
favorite moment. Black Friday, we caused the riot in the crowd. It was done. We caused the riot in the crowd. I was like, yes.
And you're like, yes. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah. We need to hurry up.
Yeah.
So what in like, I don't know, I'd say probably in like the last 3 years, favorite match that you had, or a match that you look forward to a lot?
Oh man,
Adrian, you can't answer this because you're retired.
Oh, this is true. Wait a minute, no pressure on me.
Sorry, Adrian.
I would say between my I'd say like favorite matches that I've had over the past couple of years and that too. Wrestling at the baseball stadium was fun. It was nice, wrestling against Santino and them, having that opportunity. My ladder match against Cody Rhodes at SWO, where I don't know how in the world I didn't die on that ladder because it broke halfway through the one we were climbing up. And then I would say it was the match I had on Saturday was that was one that I've been looking forward to for quite some time and was never at that level where I knew that I could be like in a good position and everything too. So it was nice to finally have that, and what better person to share the ring with was Rob. I mean, he,
right.
We had a blast. I mean, I got the shit beat out of me, but we had a blast. So, but all in all, in that too is that like those are all guys that like, especially those guys that I had that great match with. I have full trust in them. They are guys that like to go through, and it's like I know that I'm going to give them my all, and we're going to be good. It's going to be great. It could be a room full of 10 fans. We're still going to give those 10 fans what they paid for to a group of 1,000 fans. We're going to give them the same show, same quality. It's their hard-earned money. I mean, that's what it's all about. If I used to be a paying fan, I knew what I wanted to have in that too. And if I left, and the main event ended with some shenanigans, I'm like, damn, that's ridiculous. Oh, I'm pissed. I'm gonna come back next month because I want to see how it goes.
Exactly.
I wanted to see that. So those are things that I try to think of in that too. But those would probably be my top 3 over the last couple of years here. So, yeah.
I would say, even though I am retired,
I would say for me, we talked about this. You're just tired.
Yeah, I am tired. I'm very tired. I can barely keep my head. But anytime, okay, so Black Friday was always one of those events that I love. Black Friday, Red Saturday, love those because it was always going to be something fun. It was always going to be something fun. Anytime I knew I was on the card, even if I didn't know what the match would pertain, if I knew I was wrestling Rob, I know I'm going to have a fun night because I'm twisted that way because I love hardcore. I didn't think I would like hardcore as much as I like hardcore, but I love hardcore because we just kind of go out there and have fun. You know what I mean? Like it is so fun. Like we have our spots and stuff that we try to hit, but it's always so fun. And if you've worked with Rob, you know that man will make you break character. He will make you break character in the midst of everything, and it is so hard to try to keep a straight face when he's talking and he's saying stuff because you're trying not to laugh. You're supposed to be in pain, and he's saying this crazy shit and make you laugh. I got to give a shout out to SSW's Field of Screams. That's always fun because there's always some weird gimmick match to where there's like special effects and shit. Especially when I was doing Shango, it always had fun doing it. Like it was like I'm a huge horror fan. So doing that horror gimmick was always fun for me. But yeah, man, it was always one of those that this time of year when I was wrestling, like actively, was always my favorite because I knew something crazy was coming up. I knew there was Black Friday, Red Saturday, Field of Screams, and everything in between leading up to that was just like, the anticipation for it.
It was shocking, wasn't it?
It was very shocking. It was very shocking. Very shocking. And it was an electrifying moment.
Listen, do you remember Marysville when we had that outdoor show and the main event was a cage match and there was a thunderstorm rolling in and they were like, either two things are going to happen. Somebody going to get electrocuted.
Yes.
But we going to finish this match. And just watching it, it's like, oh man, it's getting dark. It's getting dark. I hope they're getting ready to go home because it's about to get. And then we got everything wrapped up, and man, don't you know, a torrential downpour ripped through, and that too. It was a great time.
It was like at the buzzer, like at the end of the match, boom, it started raining. Like what the fuck?
Yep. I gotta ask you guys in that too because you've been to many different places and stuff like that too. What's one of your favorite venues to wrestle at?
Oh.
Mine, Eagles Hall. I like the balcony. I like the I got to wrestle once in the Zembo. Zembo was pretty cool too. Just the I like the stadium kind of seating and stuff like that too is really nice because you get different aspects. So I say that's probably my tops.
Zembo was, to me, that was surprising. Like Zembo was surprising because I've only been in a Zembo one time, and it was like for a run out, and then. It's kind of one of those moments you don't expect a lot of people to know who you are, but your music hits and then the crowd goes nuts, and I'm like, holy shit, these people, okay, they know who I am. But oh my God, Eagles Hall. Yeah. Yeah. What
about you, Shane? He's gonna say some random ass place in West Virginia or something like that, Some
what else overseas in China? I wrestled at Tokyo Dome. It was pretty good. I don't know. You guys
I wrestled in like so many different places or buildings, I guess.
Right.
I mean, Eagles Hall definitely.
Just don't stand on the chairs.
I would probably have to like. I mean, it probably sounds dumb, but. I would probably have to say like my old high school because I thought I'd probably never go back there. So like, I thought it was pretty cool wrestling there. I mean, I was barely ever there, but
that's what you told me. You told me it was a cool experience in that too to be able to go back and like do that and like oh, this is pretty cool pop. That's kind of something neat to go back to. Go back to where you went to school and stuff like that too. So
right,
you did something right in high school when. The old principals know your name still, and like most of the teachers.
Yeah. When we talk about Eagles Hall, like what's the number one rule in Eagles Hall? Don't stand on the chairs.
Oh yeah.
Unless you be Joe Walker. Unless you be Joe Walker.
I don't know how many times you'd have Eric from security coming over trying to rip him off the seat because he's standing on it. He was told one thing only: stay off the chair.
And it's always it was always like in the the premium
entrance. He'd be coming out to his entrance. He'd be like, "Everybody," and then they're like, "Dude, get off!" I swear.
Yeah.
The production meeting is like, okay, so BJ, don't stand on chairs. All right, I got you.
He has amnesia when he walks through, and you just see everybody going, I swear to God. Like, he needs a taser, not a taser. Maybe he needs like a little shot collar and that too. He starts getting near the chair.
No. Nobody needs another taser.
Can't do that one.
No, nobody needs another taser. Please, no more tasers.
Yeah, I will say it's nice to like all the different venues that we've gone to and stuff like that too. And there's some that you go to and you're like, oh, I love wrestling in here. Just the atmosphere, the vibe it gives off. Like another one I love doing, Vonnie B. Grimes Gym in York. Doing that for Valor. A huge one. SWO I've done for we'll go to Nate's school and that too. We'll do it at Reynolds Middle School and that too. And man, I'll tell you, a show at a school with like at a middle school and stuff like that too. Man, them kids is rowdy. That
church that SWO wrestles at. That church is
well. So that it's neat to go to those different venues because like man, I know what I'm gonna expect. I know what we're walking into, and yeah.
You know what I miss? The skating rink, because somebody, quote unquote, may or may not have did a dive onto me, and like it was a
matchup right now.
You know, Jason Holt had another one, Lancaster Host Arena, and that too. I missed the host. That was a good venue, except for when it rained. When it rained, the host had so many holes in it; it was awful in there. It got all wet and nasty. But
or when you bumped on the floor.
Yeah, it's true. See, I was only ever part of the Friday nights because I was I was on a Saturday night talent. I was a Friday night talent. You know.
I heard the sound people made when they bumped on the floor, and I'm good.
So we got like 9 minutes, but
okay.
We talk a lot about CCW, Valor, Seven Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of those promotions, again, Adrian, you haven't been really wrestling, but you can still answer it. Favorite promotion to work outside of those?
Outside of those, okay. For me, it would be SWO. Yeah, I've had a lot of time there, a lot of ups and downs, and change of management and stuff like that. I will say that's a fun one. I've liked wrestling for as well outside of this group that we have right now and everything too. So yeah.
Shane,
mine would have to be PCWA. One, because like the buildings they run in are pretty nice.
Mm.
Two, their fans are different. You actually have to work to get the crowd behind you. Like you actually have to, one, either be over as shit or you have to work harder to get the fans behind you than, at our company or, people that know you on a regular. So
right.
Definitely PCWA because I just like working hard for the fans. I think it's fun because watching other matches at shows, like people don't try as hard to like get the crowd behind you. So
I'm gonna say two. Because I've worked with a lot of the guys there, and some of those guys like put in a lot of work. SSW, but Stellar. I used to love working at Stellar. I used to love going to Stellar.
Stellar was beautiful. Two things. One, it was a Sunday show,
mm-hmm.
and that bar food, man. That bar food, that's my kryptonite. That's my kryptonite. When I wrestle at SSW and they do it love drafts, I'm done. Philly cheesesteak egg rolls.
Yeah. Love draft. Love draft.
I would drive right up to Sushi Heaven.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even know how close they were until I realized they share the same parking lot.
There is right.
Like an idiot when I looked across the parking lot. I'm like,
oh yeah.
And I'm starving.
You get two things you love: sushi and wrestling.
That's true.
We
should book something at Sushi Heaven.
We should. Yeah.
They see me and Shane walking in. They're like, "Oh no!" They just start closing up the shop. They're like they're on a break or something like that.
No, we close. Come here.
Me and Brian are to the point where like we're almost regulars.
I went one time and they mistaked me for Shane. They're like, you were here on Monday. I was like, no, I wasn't. Because if I was, I would have remembered.
Exactly. No, you here. You still here. You still come. We see you.
So when we're trying to sell merch at the tables, please buy our shirts. Please buy our pictures. That is our Sushi Heaven money.
Exactly.
That is our money to go to Sushi Heaven.
Well,
you know, Shane was like, I sold 2 shirts the other day. I was like, cool. We both get to eat. And he's like, no, I have to take my wife. I'm like, well, that's selfish. Jeez.
Yeah. You guys been here for 4 hours. You need to go now.
Yeah, you get out. You'll get out now.
So what we need to do is have do one of those 100-man battle royals again and fucking, goddamn, that was fucking a long night. But
100-man battle royals, can it be can you do Mick Foley? Can you have 3 different gimmicks that you come out and you just quick change and come back out?
Well, no. So
you don't need to.
Let's say you're number 10, you just go out underneath the bottom rope, go to a booth, eat some sushi, then go back.
They'd be like, "Are you coming back?" I'm like, "Oh no, I'm waiting for my volcano roll to come."
Exactly.
I just ordered crab rangoons. I ain't leaving.
I'm waiting on my pepper tuna, so it'll be here in like 5 minutes. Can you just wait? Like pepper tuna, yeah. Oh no, what number is it on? Oh, we got time.
Yeah, that was probably the longest show I've ever been in.
And then you got so like when we were talking about favorite promotions to work for, like I saw Jason Holt put on there about ACW. ACW was fun to run, and that too. I liked when he did when Tate used to do Reverb, and that too. It was different. It was a nightclub. It was different setting and different style. I don't know if ACW is coming back. I don't know. Maybe Tate will hop on one of these times and let us know the fate of ACW. I don't know.
Nobody.
So yeah.
I've only been in a Reverb one time, and it was for one of the greatest concerts I went to. It was I played.
Are you talking about the one where you were like supposed to come with us the last time and you didn't? Oh no, you were with us.
Are you talking about?
Marty didn't come with us. That's who.
Yeah, I'm the one who got the damn tickets. What the hell are you talking about?
He tried to call you out and then rescinded it real quick.
Yeah.
I just knew one dark person was with us.
Oh, not two. Yeah, it was me. It was me. They had too many of us, and the police show up.
He doesn't know many.
That is very true. Well, that I'm close to, at least.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember who all went with us because I was.
The last one was me, you, and Rob. The last one was me, you, and Rob. The first one was me, Rob, Jason, Ches, and I think that was it. Me, Rob, Jason, and Ches.
Yeah. Well, guys, we are coming to the end of this episode of Three Beards of Wrestling.
So next week we got Philly Mike Swanson.
Hell yeah.
Philly Mike.
Swanton.
There'll be no computer updates. There'll be no Obama Wi-Fi. We will be here live for y'all.
Hell yeah.
There will be no cowboy Crocs.
And then Frankie Picard, he'll get booked on it and everything too. So definitely anybody that you would love to see us try to go through and want to talk to, ask questions to, let us know. We've got a lot of names to go through and to go through and get on the show as well. So that the more the better. We want your input and everything too. So
if you don't give your input, oh well.
Yeah, the Reverb was better.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you guys can also like and follow, and you can even leave a review on our new platform, but it is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
You've got
Twitch, and now Spotify. So, yeah, we have 4 episodes.
Jason did ask if there's any shows this weekend. I don't think there. I'm not 100% sure if there's shows this weekend. I know, you got SWO on the 21st. You got PCWA on the 28th. When you also have sorry, I always get it wrong. There's always thank you.
The PP.
They got changed to the 28th. I know Seven Mountains is going to get rescheduled, so look for that. A lot of good stuff coming up, guys. I appreciate everybody.
Support indie wrestling, people. Support indie wrestling.
Yes, sir. We do have 4 episodes up, and then I'll probably upload this one tonight. But yeah, if you guys can give us a follow on all of our platforms and build this up, we have a couple weeks until Black Friday, so hopefully some of the matches will be announced here soon. Hopefully, coming up. And remember, we are doing a show the morning of Black Friday.
Yes.
I don't know if you're going to be there or not, but we'll still have you on there either way.
I'm going to be there either way. Don't worry. I will be there either way.
But yeah, like we said earlier, I guess no one really wanted to hop on with us today, so maybe we'll try again some other time.
That's okay.
But yeah, remember, Brian already kind of went over everything. But next upcoming shows, the 28th, Schuylkill Haven, PCWA, where Rob Knox just takes on Gene Snitsky. Front row is sold out. Then the same day, this says the 21st, but it got moved to the 28th. PPCW in Manchester, PA, where I take on a Ron Truth. I believe it's for a title. I forget. I don't know.
Whatever it is, it's
going to beat him up. He's going to beat the hell out of him.
It's going to be a beating either way. We're going to make it happen.
Somehow, I guess. Well, thank you guys. Until next week.
Till next week.
See you then.